got it. Recording in progress. Thank you guys all for being here. Happy hump day, Wednesday, 12 o'clock, September 1st already. So the year is just blasting by us. But we do appreciate you guys who take the time out of your day to join us for our meetings, and hopefully you'll get something valuable out of this. I know that we've got a couple of cool things to talk about, but we are going to kick things off with our core partners like we normally do. And I believe John has someone to introduce us all to. So we're going to save that for just a moment. We'll kick things off with Brian over at Sage Title Group.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. That's exciting, a new person.
Yes.
So as I mentioned, the Top Golf, I have the flyer here. It's the September 23rd, which is a Thursday, 6:30 to 8:30. So right now, I don't have very many RSVPs.
I just sent it out.
You did? Okay, good. So I would like to go over there at least by the 15th and tell them who's coming. And then it's already locked in. So we're having it if 4 people show or 40 or 80, we're still having it, but I just need to know the count. So I get that all tied up by the 15th. So we still got some time, but I know it's going to come up. I know we got Greenbrier coming up and different things. So it'll just be here in a heartbeat. So that's going to be good. It'll be all golf, drinks, food. Should be a great time. Speaking of December 15th, we have another CE class coming up, 1 hour. It's going to be a good class, a quick and easy one. It's free. It's going to be on the Uniform Transfer of Death Act. So exciting topic. we're all going there one day. So it'll be good to hear. Matt does a great job from Title Resources. I know some of you have been on those calls, and he takes questions, any kind of questions. So it's a great time to go ahead and fire the questions away and get some free credits. The last thing is the Sage Title. We have that other deposit avenue right on the website. So you go to sagetitlegroup.com and look at the top, and it'll say deposit, that your client can send the money electronically. Also, we have that Zocam that you take the picture of the check to send in the deposit. So there's no reason to not get the deposits in on a timely manner. So, and we had great participation in August. I didn't see the final numbers yet, but it was a really good solid month. So I want to thank some of the people that perhaps are on the call. Dudley, you were in here yesterday. If you're on the call, thank you. Randall Stevens, thank you. David Maddox, Evelyn, Soren, Michael Gray twice, Soren again, Cordell at least 2 times, Jason Gooden, I know you were on there at least 1 time, maybe more. Shane Hernandez, Carla Dexter twice. Welcome back, Carla. Thank you. So just great. And if I missed anybody, I apologize. We've just been slammed, but really that's great participation. So thank you so much. We know we're only as good as our last closing. I get that. I know John gets that, and Dawn too. So we appreciate it. We really do. And so I think we have some great numbers. Here we are in September already. So see you in September. Here we are. Does anybody have anybody questions or anything like that?
Hey, I do. Not to cut anybody else off, but you know that app, the Sage app for calculating a seller's estimated net sheet and buyer closing costs? I know that I had asked you about it recently, and from what I understand, it's right on the website now. Is that right?
That is correct. You just go to the sagetitlegroup.com website, and it is up there, right there with that new deposit tab. So if anybody has trouble with that, just let us know. We have Kelly Cass here in our office is the guru on that, the estimating closing costs. I'm pretty good at it too. And Kelly Foster in your office, she uses it a lot.
I use it like every other day almost.
Yeah, we appreciate that. So she's a great reference for that. And her estimates, it's amazing, come out so close. So it's amazing when you're that close at a seller net sheet. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is. And it's a really valuable tool. And I just want to make sure that everybody is aware that it is available. You don't have to do anything special to get it. You can go right to sagetitlegroup.com and access that closing cost estimator, both for buyers and sellers. So it's really
quick and easy.
Quick and easy. Thank you.
Oh, very cool. Kelly, did you want to add something right there? I didn't mean to cut you off.
All right, it's quick and easy. I'm on the road, so my phone's probably cutting you off. It's an awesome app, everybody. I'm telling you, I really do use it almost every other day. And I put it, when you have multiple offers, I put a cover sheet on the top and my net sheet behind it with everything that they've asked for, because it allows the seller to make a better decision, not just about money, but just about, if they want closing costs, because closing costs is coming back. And it just shows them. And it's because, the other day I had 14 offers. I had them all laid out on the table with my net sheets, and it was just a lot easier.
Awesome. Thank you.
Excellent. Anybody else got questions for Brian right now? All right. Thank you, Brian. Appreciate you being here, man. Always. So, John, let's bounce things over to you, my friend. How's the world at prosperous, we hope.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. Yeah, everything's going well. Appreciate you guys being on the call today. And can you hear me okay? I switched over to the phone audio via the phone number posted on my computer, so everyone else around here doesn't have to hear me. But want to touch base on a couple of things. Obviously, the big news is, at least my screen, Cheyenne is right below me in the big board here. But just want everyone to meet Cheyenne Stretz. She is going to be joining our team. There's going to be the three of us, Lindsay, Cheyenne, and myself, to kind of be the sales team going forward. Cheyenne is a Virginia Beach native, grew up around here. She went to Longwood, and she most recently was a police officer for the city of Virginia Beach before deciding to switch careers. So at first, Cheyenne, you're here? Do you want to say anything to introduce yourself?
Hi, yes, thank you, John. Like you said, I've grown up in Virginia Beach my entire life. I originally grew up out in Pungo area, recently moved into kind of the city area, very close to the headquarters office in Strawbridge. Went to Longwood, was an athlete there, played soccer all 4 years, enjoyed that a lot. Majored in criminal justice, unfortunately. Did my 2 years as an officer, realized it wasn't for me, had to step back family-wise. My boyfriend's also an officer, so he's still doing that career, loves it. My mom is in the real estate side of things. She does commercial real estate loans and has always wanted me to kind of get into this field. Finally, I told her she was probably right, and reached out to Prosperity. Kevin gave me the opportunity to kind of get my feet wet, learn a little bit about the company, and I liked what he had to say. Met with John. John gave me the opportunity, knowing that don't really have that much experience, but I'm eager to learn. I'm excited to meet everyone. I hope to meet you guys in person eventually. But yeah, I'm excited.
Excellent. Well, we're excited for you.
Thanks so much.
Join the team. I think that's great, John. Thank you. Yeah.
Welcome.
Absolutely. Yeah, Cheyenne's going to help us to, sometimes getting someone, an outsider's point of view on things is helpful for us, and help us to improve our processes and our systems, and getting another set of eyes on things, and take some things off of maybe Lindsay and I's plate as well at the same time, to allow us to be better at what we're doing. Like I said in previous calls, our goal is to constantly improve. We're never satisfied with how we are doing. We always want to be better, and that's our goal. And Cheyenne is kind of part of that. And I'm excited for you guys all to meet her. And we'll have some rotation of her being in the office, so you guys all have the opportunity to get to know her better. And I'm sure you'll like her just like we do. So yeah, I'm excited about that. So thanks so much, Cheyenne, for being on the call.
No problem. Thank you for having me.
Yeah. So couple kind of housekeeping things. Not much going on in the scope of changes since our meeting last week. We are seeing a continuation of the rate environment where we were before, which is basically a retreat back to rates slightly lower than where they were even a month ago. So we're kind of getting in the low twos, maybe 2.375, 2.5 for government. So they've ticked up a little bit, but they're still pretty low. Conventional, they are up close to 3, maybe 2.875. We have seen some 2.75 for conventional, but still incredibly low. So we're going to ride that train as long as we can. And otherwise, the hope is that we're going to see a relaxation of some of the COVID-related guidelines that came about in the spring and summer of last year, which have really increased the anxiety and strain for not only lenders, but mostly for the borrowers. And a lot of them have to do with people who are self-employed. So there's been a huge amount of extra documentation for anybody who is self-employed post-COVID. They put them through the ringer. I mean, if you got a loan application, as real estate agents, you guys are considered to be self-employed. If you've got one since May of last year, you will know that it is so much harder. And this is true for anybody who's self-employed. We're talking about more bank statements, a more detailed profit and loss, proof of deposits within the last 10 days. It's overkill. I mean, everyone agrees so, but those were kind of set to expire in September, but with this kind of the variant rearing its head, I don't know how confident I am that they're going to go away soon. With that said, it's something we have to deal with, something we have to plan for and set the expectation up front. The good thing is what I've seen is that from a job perspective, if you were able to survive the summer of last year, spring and summer of last year, employment-wise, at this point, we haven't seen any additional negative impacts to people's businesses or people's employment. We've seen hours return back to what they were pre-COVID. We've seen businesses rebound. In most cases, what I've seen is businesses are doing even better than maybe they were doing before if they survived, if they got through COVID, right? And I think partly is because of some of there's pent up demand, number one. Number two, there is a lot of businesses that didn't survive, so there's less companies. If you are in the real estate business, if you do anything home repair related, you can't. There's not enough hours in the day to get things done. Landscapers, carpenters, painters, they're having an amazing 20 and now 2021. So that's good to see. And what that shows you how important the housing market is to not just real estate professionals, not just mortgage people, but all of the businesses that are attached to it. Plumbers, HVAC, home inspectors, all these contractors. It's the motor of our economy, and it's hopefully this continues to push our economy back to what it was pre-COVID, if not even better. So, all that to say, things are still brisk, very busy. Operations is picked up. The slack, we're seeing turn times with underwriting of a couple of days now, which is fantastic. We are still seeing delays in getting back appraisals, so it's still taking a while to get back appraisals, especially if you're out in anywhere outside of our Hampton Roads area. Like, and once you get west of Suffolk, it's considered to be more rural, and appraisers are more hesitant to accept the order. So when you have less appraisers willing to accept the order, then obviously it takes longer to be assigned. If they do assign it, they kind of have the ability to say, hey, look, I'll take it, but I can't get to it till 3 weeks from now or 4 weeks from now. So we saw that for one of Kelly's. It was out in Franklin, and it's not that much further out than Suffolk, but we just had a hard time getting it assigned. So things like that happen. We have no problem paying extra to get an appraisal back if we need to, but it's just a factor of how busy people are, and we're doing our best to make everyone aware and communicate as best as we can. So it's just sometimes it is what it is. But other than that, not a huge amount of changes lending wise, and obviously if there are changes, we will relay those to you as we can. But does anybody have any questions about any of that information or anything in general?
I have a comment to kind of coincide with what you were just speaking of. You know, I read a Keeping Current Matters blog, I think it was just the other day, and it said that in the state of Virginia, that a residential real estate transaction has approximately $108,000 value to the community. And that's for, you know, the painters and the carpenters and the landscapers and, you know, people going to Home Depot and buying carpet or buying flooring. And so it really is the backbone of this economy. And to think that every transaction has the equivalence of $108,000 value to the state and the community is pretty powerful. So it is an important role that we all play in this world that we live in. So also saw another Keeping Current Matters blog recently that suggested that the appraisal gap between, you know, the sale price and the appraised value is growing. And so it's as many as 20% of appraisals today are seeing some gap between the sale price and the appraised value. Is that what you're seeing?
I don't think it's that much. I don't know. Keeping Current Matters looks at several different areas, and maybe they can look at Virginia as a whole, and, you know, the numbers are going to be different everywhere. I think it's going to be a factor of supply and demand. In Northern Virginia, where you have even the situation's even worse, you have people who are willing to pay over and above, and it's not a big deal for them for that to happen. But we are seeing appraisals come in low. I mean, it's just a fact of the matter. I wouldn't say I don't know to say how many or what the percentage. I don't know, but it's a good amount. Now, one thing we are seeing now, which is a positive thing, is that we are seeing some seller pay closing costs back to the buyer. So that's something that we hadn't seen for a long time. So the fact that I'm seeing that a little more often tells me it's a leading indicator of, okay, well, things are sitting on the market a little bit longer. They're still selling for list price or maybe even higher, but they're sitting on just a hair longer. It's freaking out the sellers because they thought it was going to sell multiple offers that same day. When it didn't happen, they were more willing to accept offers that were asking for closing costs, for example. Yeah, I see it. I'm seeing some sort of not slowdown, but more of a plateauing of things. So I don't know if everyone else is seeing that or not on their end.
Yeah, I think we are too as an office. I think what we've noticed recently is that every transaction is still a dogfight, and the buyers are very, very competitive. But we haven't had nearly the number of transactions coming in, say, the last 4, 5, 6 weeks. So, you know, every transaction is still, you know, home inspection for information purposes only, at least, you know, list price. Buyer probably paying their own closing costs. So everyone is super competitive. We just haven't seen as many of them. And I wonder if that goes back to what we had talked about a couple of months ago, or maybe, you know, 6 weeks ago, which was the whole idea of buyer fatigue. And so some of the buyers have decided to sit on the sidelines, or maybe they are going to rent for another year or something. So we'll have to see how it continues to play out. You know, only time will tell. You can only connect the dots looking backwards, which is really an interesting thing to think about. So thank you guys. Appreciate it. Cheyenne, welcome to the crew. Can't wait to meet you in person, and look forward to working with you going forward.
Thank you.
Absolutely. All right, guys, I do have a special announcement to make. I believe this will be a surprise to the subject of the announcement, but I did receive an email today suggesting that this is
it's wrong.
Stacia's anniversary.
It's not.
With Long and Foster. So if you wouldn't mind, Stacia, please correct the record.
Okay. So when I first started working for Long and Foster in November of 2003, I was only part-time. So this November will make 18 years I've been with Long and Foster, though on September 1st, because they combine my part-time years time, they make it all work out somehow. According to them, September 1st is my 17-year anniversary, though I've been employed by Long and Foster for 18 years this coming November. So.
Well, that is a hell of a thing. Either way you cut it. So congratulations and thank you. Yes, yes, yes.
Congratulations, Stacia, for staying in it so long.
I know.
Right.
Many offices, many agents, many brokers. I think I've only had a few mortgage people. I think I've had less of those than I have agents and title people. But, you know, I'm here. I'm here for the long haul.
I have something really, really, really cool to share with you guys. And I hope that you get as much value out of it as I have. And so I'm going to share my screen right now, and I want to show you my Facebook back end. And so I'm referring to this because I learned it from another agent. I am referring to this as prospecting in your pajamas. So hopefully you'll see why here in just a second. So can you see my Facebook page right now, everybody? Thumbs up, head nod.
Yes.
Yes, yes. Okay. So what? Gillette Stadium. Wow. Wow. That looks like a big place or very, very small people.
Yeah, both.
So, okay, guys. So I'm guessing that every single one of you has a Facebook page that looks something like this. And when you go to your friends over on the left-hand side, what I have recently rediscovered is that you can sort your friends, family, sphere of influence into specific custom audiences or custom groups. And there's a lot of power in that if you use a little bit of imagination. And so I'm going to show you what I have done. And then I want to give you a couple of ideas maybe that you could do. So I'm going to click on my friends list. And then you see over on the left, right, where there are these different categories of friends. You can go to what is called custom lists. And if you click on custom lists, you can create a list, call it anything that you want, and then you can add certain people to that list. So at the bottom of my list, for example, here is a create list link. So you can create a brand new custom list and put whomever you would like to in that group. So for example, past clients, right? Maybe you want a past clients group. Maybe you want a realtors group. Maybe you want a friend or a family group, something like that. You guys obviously know that you're all incredibly important to me. And so I have created a group of just those agents that I work with regularly. And the benefit of doing this, of course, is that you can click into anyone's, Facebook timeline or Facebook page directly from your custom list. So it's a really, really convenient way to follow or pay closer attention to those people that are important to you. Because as you know, when somebody, I don't know, let's just say when Cordell posts something on Facebook, only about 10% of his audience will ever see that post, right? That's just the way the Facebook algorithm goes. So if you want to make sure that you're seeing what Cordell posts, the only way to really do that is to visit Cordell's page because everything he posts shows up on his own page, right? And so by using a system like this, you could literally categorize your sphere of influence. Maybe you're going to create several lists, and maybe it's, from people with last names from A to G, people with last names from, E to, Q or whatever. So you're going to organize them all into specific lists so that you can go through them over the course of a month. And over the course of the month, maybe if you have 200 or 250 or 500 friends, maybe it's going to take you a little bit longer, but by going through 10, 15, 20 people a day, you can do that in 20 minutes a day. And you can check in on each one of your people who are important to you and engage with their posts, acknowledge something they have posted, maybe give them a like, give them a heart, show them a little bit of love, maybe comment, maybe ask a question. Maybe it's somebody that you haven't communicated with in quite a while. And this is a great opportunity for you to ask a question and begin renewing that conversation or that relationship. And you can literally do this in a very systematic, organized way. So on Monday, of the week, I'm going through list A, which is people with a last name that start from A to D. These are just examples. And then on Tuesday, I'm going from E to G. And then on Wednesday, I'm going from, G to whatever, X. Hopefully you're catching the drift here, so that you don't miss any of the people and those things that are important to them, because a lot of us use Facebook as a way to share important moments in our lives. And so this is just a really, really cool way, I think, to organize your database so that you can pay attention to those people who are important to you and important to their business. And it allows you to quickly, efficiently, and easily pop in and check the timeline of those people in your audience. Obviously, this is right. I mean, it's back to school time. How many moms and dads are posting pictures of their kids going to school, right? This is a great opportunity for you to pipe up and say, wow, I can't believe how much he's grown, or what an exciting time. Or, if you have any thoughts of changing school districts, let me know. I'll sell you a house. Something like that. So hopefully you get what it is I'm trying to show you here. This is a really, really cool tool. I think everybody should take advantage of this custom list in your Facebook account, and sort your sphere of influence so that you can access and pay attention to these people regularly. Because if you're just relying on, you're sitting on the couch, you're scrolling all night, before you go to bed, chances are you're going to miss 70, 80, 90% of the posts from your audience. So that's it, gang. Any questions about that? I think it's awesome. There's our friend Vicky. Everybody remember Vicky? Okay, cool. Does everybody think that's freaking awesome like I do?
That's awesome.
It is awesome, man. So, all right, guys, that being said, that will conclude this Hump Days meeting. So unless anybody has anything they would like to add.
It just started pouring down and rain in Suffolk.
Oh, I don't know. I don't have any windows. Stacia has them all.
Yeah, it did. I'm here. So
okay. Yeah. All right. Fantastic. Yeah. Well, stay dry, stay healthy, stay safe.
If it makes y'all feel any better, it's raining in Massachusetts too.
Oh, good. Yeah,
we were supposed to get a storm and it just started. So
I think this is the remnants of Hurricane Ida coming through our part of town. So
online, I think online. You did online? Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I gotta run. Bye.
See ya.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye, guys.
Bye.